$500,000. That's a huge amount for a game that looks so simple. Today's character is Ella. If she's the last one to leave the apartment, she wins the money. But this wasn't some silly YouTube challenge. Everything here felt too magical. If you're ready, subscribe and join me. Let's listen to Ella.
Started like any other day. I was sipping my morning coffee, watching the world outside. Gray skies, people rushing down the street. All familiar, all boring. But inside me, there was a strange unease. Then my phone buzzed. No number. Just one message. You are invited to the circle. Last one to leave wins. Click here to confirm your entry. First I thought it was a joke, but I clicked the link. A black screen appeared, white letters glowing. The name of the game. The rules. A prize. No organizer. No contact. Just an address. And a date. Your entry is confirmed. There is no way back. Something stirred inside me. Was it curiosity? Fear? Maybe both. But whatever it was, it felt familiar. Like this game was made for me. 2 days later I went to the address. Outside the city. An abandoned industrial zone. Behind a rusted door. On the door, just a symbol. 3 circles intertwined. Pushed it open. Silence. Concrete walls. Dim lights. And in the center, a giant circle drawn on the floor. Inside 5 others were already there. Different ages. Different styles. But the same look on every face. Doubt. Curiosity. Little fear. No one spoke. We just stared at each other. Then a voice echoed. Not from a speaker, but from the walls themselves. Welcome. The moment you stepped into the circle, the game began. The rules are simple. Leave the circle and you're out. Last one standing wins. You may exit freely, but you cannot return. Silence. Then one guy laughed and stepped out. I'm not doing this nonsense, he said. The moment he crossed the door, he vanished. That exit was terrifying. Mela. I'm 27. All my life I've been running from people, from responsibility, from my past. But this circle, it called to me. Like it knew the darkest part of me. And for the first time I chose to stay. That first night, we slept in the center of the circle. No one spoke. But no one truly slept. Even those pretending were controlling their breath. 'Cause we all felt it. The circle was alive. And it was watching us.
When you spend too much time in one place, it starts to feel smaller. That's normal. But watching someone disappear right in front of you, is that normal too? Let's say it happened. How would you react?
That first night, we were 5 strangers lying in the center of the circle. No one spoke. Only our breathing filled the air. I couldn't sleep. Even with my eyes closed, I kept seeing the outline of the circle. It wasn't just a boundary. Felt alive. It was watching us. In the morning, the light inside had changed. There was no sun. But there was brightness. Not natural. Not artificial. It felt like the light was coming from inside the walls. A woman, her name was Mira, stood up and read the rules again. There was a board on the wall. Only 4 lines written on it. Leave the circle and you're out. Last one standing wins. You may exit freely. Those who break the rules will be erased. That word, erased, stuck in my mind. Being out is one thing. Being erased is something else. Mira noticed it too. What does that mean? She asked. No answer. Just silence. On the second day, we started to learn about each other. Mira used to be a psychologist. She could read emotions. The man next to her, Joran, was quiet, but his eyes kept moving, like he was searching for a way out. And me, I watched every movement, every breath, because this game wasn't just physical, it was mental. That day the first task came. The voice echoed again from the walls. Stay inside the circle. Do not approach each other. Touch is forbidden. Sounded simple. But as hours passed, the space began to shrink. Not physically, mentally. Everyone's personal space was collapsing. Mira started to panic. Joran began to sweat. I stayed still, closed my eyes, focused on the center of the circle. And then, I heard a voice, like a whisper, but the words were clear. You were already here. I opened my eyes. No one had spoken, but the voice echoed inside me, like the circle was speaking to me, like it knew me. That night, Mira started crying. This isn't a game, she said. This is an experiment. Joran tried to approach her, but the rules still applied. Touch was forbidden. So Mira made her choice. She stepped out of the circle and vanished, truly vanished, right in front of us. She took one step and was gone, like the air swallowed her, like she had never existed. Joran screamed. I just stared. The circle was silent. This game wasn't testing us. It was breaking us. And I, Ella, chose to stay in the middle of that breaking. Because no matter how scared I was, staying inside the circle felt safer than stepping out.
Life always opens doors for us. But what if there's nothing behind the door? Ha 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 ha. Joran shouldn't have opened it. Anyway, I hope better doors open for you.
After Mira disappeared, none of us spoke. It felt like saying anything would make her absence more real. Joran kept staring at the door. The others, yes, I don't even remember their names anymore, had retreated to their corners. The circle was no longer just a boundary. Felt like a threat. I walked to the spot where Mira had stepped out. There was nothing. No footprints. No shadow. Like she had never existed. But I had seen the fear in her eyes. She was real. And now she was gone. That day, our connection to the outside world vanished. Phones stopped working. No Wi-Fi. No outlets. No windows. Just the circle. Us. Leaving wasn't a choice anymore. It was an unknown. Each morning, food appeared inside the circle. We ate it. That was all. Then I noticed something. The outline of the circle was changing. Its colors were fading. One night, the line trembled, and something inside me broke. By the end of day 3, Joran couldn't take it anymore. I'm leaving, he said. This place is sick. We all wanted to stop him, but the rules were clear. No one could interfere. He stepped forward, and he didn't vanish like Mira, but outside was empty, truly empty. Beyond the door, nothing, just black, endless black. Joran took one more step, then a scream, but it was muffled, like it came from underwater. Then silence. Joran was gone. In that moment, we all understood. This wasn't a game. It was a trap, and we were inside it. On the 4th day, something changed. A table appeared in the center. 6 cards, each with a symbol. Mine showed 3 circles intertwined. The same symbol from the invitation. Picked up the card. On the back, one word. Remember. What was I supposed to remember? My past. A moment. Why I came here. I put the card in my pocket. That night I saw Mira in my dream. She was saying something, but there was no sound. Only her lips moving. You were already here. I woke up drenched in sweat. The circle was silent, but that silence felt familiar now, like a language, and I was starting to understand it. On the 5th day, another woman stepped out. I never learned her name. She was quiet, but her eyes were full. She vanished too. Felt alone, because the circle was speaking to me. Whispers, symbols, dreams, all of it telling me something. And now I know. Mela, this game chose me. The others were just background. The circle is with me, and I have to find out what it really is.
Imagine this. You're sitting in silence, and suddenly a screen appears. It shows you a memory from your past, exactly as it happened, like someone recorded that moment. How would you react? Write it in the comments. I'll be reading.
The circle was silent, but inside us the voices were screaming. This game wasn't turning us against each other. It was turning us against ourselves. On the 6th day, a new task arrived. This time it wasn't physical. A screen appeared. A video started playing. The image was blurry. but familiar. It was me, as a child, in a room arguing with my mother. There was no sound, but I remembered that day. She had said something to me. Some places call to you, Ella, but not every call should be answered. Back then I didn't understand. Well, I did. The circle was the answer to that call. David was watching his own video. A woman, his mother, his partner, I don't know, was saying something to him. Then the screen went black. David dropped to his knees. "This isn't a game," he said. "This is punishment." That night the circle changed. The walls faded, as if they were losing their color. And then a voice echoed, clear this time. "Human. There is no exit without confrontation." We all pulled back to our corners, but I walked to the center. My card was still there. It still said, "Remember." Closed my eyes, and I remembered. I was 10. I had a dream, a place with overlapping circles. I was alone, but I wasn't afraid. I was just waiting. That dream stayed with me for years, and now I was inside it. The circle was with me, knew me, and I was beginning to understand it. This place wasn't a game. It was a passage, to the past, to the mind, maybe to another dimension. But one thing was certain. Everyone came here with a secret, and that secret fed the circle. That day David came to me. He didn't break the rules. He just spoke. "I came here to forget someone," he said. "But the circle, it brings them back." His eyes were empty, like he was already gone, but his body hadn't caught up yet. Then he asked me, "What did you want to forget?" I couldn't answer. Maybe I had no answer. Or maybe I did, but couldn't say it. Maybe I wanted to forget myself. Something I did. Or something I never did. That night, the circle began to whisper. The walls trembled. The line on the floor pulsed. And the voice, it said our names. Ella. David. In that moment everything changed. The circle wasn't just a place. It was a mind. It hadn't chosen us. We had called it. With our losses, our regrets, the things we tried to forget. And now there was no exit without facing them. Ella. And now I know. This isn't a test. It's a judgment. And I'm ready to be judged.
Is being the last one a victory? Or is it just loneliness? And what if the prize isn't money? What if your choices shape who you become? 3 doors. 3 fates. To forget, to remember, or to stay. Which would you choose? Ella chose. And the circle stayed with her.
I was alone. I don't even know what happened to David. The circle was empty. Just me. The silence felt peaceful at first. But then I realized it wasn't mine. The circle wasn't silent. It was waiting. On the morning of the 7th day, the line had faded. The boundaries of the circle were gone. But I was still inside. Because it wasn't my body that stayed, it was my mind. The circle was no longer a place. It was a consciousness. And I was at its center. A chair appeared. Plain. Right in the middle. On it a note. Sit. Remember. Choose. I sat down. Closed my eyes. And I remembered. My father's face. The last time I saw him. He wanted to say something, but stayed silent. That silence echoed inside me for years. My mother's words. Some places call to you. And that dream. The overlapping circles. Me spinning in the same spot. Over and over. The circle hadn't called me. I had created it. With my losses. My fears. The things I tried to forget. This wasn't a game. It was a reflection. And I was trapped inside my own mind. Then a voice echoed. Not from outside, from within. You're the last one. But what did you win? I opened my eyes. The circle was gone. Just emptiness. But it felt familiar. Like I'd been there for years. Like I'd always be there. Then 3 doors appeared. Each a different color, black. Gray. No words. But each one whispered. Black. Forget. White. Remember. Gray. Stay. Mela. I'm 27. I've spent my life running. But now, Running isn't an option. These doors are waiting for my choice. The circle belongs to me now. And I belong to it. I stepped toward the black door, reached out. The whisper grew louder. If you forget, you'll be free. But you'll lose who you are. Pulled back. I turned to the white door. If you remember, the pain returns. But you'll know who you are. My chest tightened. I looked at the gray door. If you stay, you become the circle. But the world will forget you. 3 choices, 3 fates. But only one was real. Because the circle wasn't a choice. It was a result. Mela. And I chose to remember. I opened the white door. The light blinded me. But inside that light was my past. My mother. My father. Mira. Torin. All of them. Pieces of me. And I put them back together. The circle was gone. But it lived inside me. Like a scar. Like a compass. Did I win the game? Maybe. But the prize wasn't money. The prize was myself. And now I'm outside. But I still feel the circle. 'Cause some places call to you. And some calls never stop.
All right, folks. That was one intense video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. And if you've ever experienced something truly scary, tell me everything through the email in the description. Don't worry, I'll choose your name, and no one will know it's you. Take good care of yourselves.